All right, welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 107. Now, last week I said I was going to come back and do well, first of all, last week was a disaster. Yeah, I tell you, man, I'm going to think long and hard before I ever decide to do another live review. But yeah, last week I said I was going to come back and do a Van Damme film, for the first time since November. We're going to do a Van Damme movie review. So here we go. Universal Soldier, 1992. One of my favorite of Van Damme films. Yeah, he and Dolph Lundgren. Who'd have thought those two were going to get together, huh? Well, I guess it was only a matter of time, right? But yeah, he and Dolph Lundgren, and then we had Ali Walker and Errol Ross and the late Jerry Orbach. Yeah, they all got in on this, this movie. Yeah, this movie about two particular soldiers back in Vietnam, where Van Damme's character Luke Devereaux, his tour was over. The war was over. He wanted to go home, but then Lundgren's character Andrew Scott, was he was crazed, he just he just wanted to get rid of every single enemy out there, whether they were the enemy or not. He wanted to get rid of every single one of them. So and this guy, this guy Scott, he got this. I guess you could say a fetish for ear necklaces. I mean, he cuts off the enemy's ear, loop it into the hole, and wear it around his neck like a necklace. A series of them. Nasty shit. Who does that, really? Really, who does that? I mean, this movie, it was written by Richard Rothstein. Richard Rothstein, Christopher Litch, and Dean Devlin. So, whatever they were coming up with, whatever they were brainstorming with to put this movie together, that was their idea. So yeah, take these severed ears, loop it into the around this thread, this string, whatever, and put it tied around his neck, got ear necklaces, Nasty shit, but I guess it was very inventive. I mean, I never heard of that. I never seen shit like that before. I never even heard stories of shit like that before. But yeah, very inventive. Yeah. But yeah, Devereaux, he wants to go home. He's done soldiering. Time to go home, back on the farm, live civilian life. But yeah, Scott, he had other plans. He had two pretty much hostages, two civilian hostages. Sitting there, and they're just scared, and then he's like, he telling Devereaux to shoot them both. If he don't, he's a traitor. Yeah, shoot him. Yeah, shoot the fucking traitor. That's an order. So yeah, Devereaux, he didn't do it, so Scott, he took out his pistol and he shot one of them anyway. Devereaux, he kicks the gun out of his hand, knocks him down. He takes the female hostage and he's trying to go, you know, trying to get her to safety. But nah, man, Devereaux, take Scott, he take out a grenade, throws it at the female hostage, blow her, blow her to hell. So, Devereaux, he gets up, he got his rifle. Scott, he got his rifle. They shoot at each other. Killed each other. So, yeah, I tell you, next day, a search team finds them, And yeah, you see that, yeah, they're going to cover this up, MIA. We ain't find anybody. Yeah, so, yeah, this is some crazy shit that they are stumbling onto. So yeah, they're gonna cover this up because they don't need this shit right now. Especially during Vietnam. They don't need this shit right now. So yeah, MIA, they ain't finding anybody. So yeah, the soldier, yeah, he called it in. He told him, yeah, pack him in ice. Yeah, that's I guess a key point there, ice. But yeah, that was back in 1969. Then decades later, back in modern day at the time, 1992, we get a group of soldiers, and two particular soldiers that we've seen before, Devereaux and Scott, walking up and about as if they didn't die years ago. So yeah, what we found out that you know there was a what we found out later on in the film there was an an experiment where they took dead flesh and reanimated back to life. So they needed ice to keep them cool. To keep them cool, to keep it fresh. So mm, so yeah, that was basically yeah, I was sitting here reading, but yeah, that was basically the whole concept of how they got returned to life. Reanimated dead flesh, but they had to be constantly cool just to stay alive. Otherwise, they will burn out and die. So die permanently. But uh, with their brain activity anyway, you know, as long as it's swept clear, they will have no memory of what was what. But with Devereaux, he had a memory of what was what. You know, he had memory of I guess it was like trauma for him. He just wanted to go home. But Scott, he thought he was still in Vietnam fighting the insurgents. This is a year later. You know. So you know, the one of the taglines of this movie is yeah, they're not quite human, they're not quite um, machine, but they are not quite under control. Yeah, almost human, almost perfect, and almost under control. So yeah, with these guys, these universal soldiers, they were, you know, and they were, I guess you could say they were like the perfect plan, the as long as we got these guys out there, we don't have to use actual military, you know, we have to use actual military. You can use what was already used, but they can be more superior. It's a crazy concept, I'll tell you that. But yeah. But anyway, I'm going back to the old reviews. And I'm rambling on here, going nowhere with this, like I did no research. But yeah, this movie though, I gotta tell you though, this movie, yeah, Universal Soldier, yeah, 1992. I gotta tell you, this movie, yeah, like I said, it was one of my favorite Van Damme films. But it was just nah, it was one of my favorite Van Damme films. Trying to throw in trying to throw in and what I had a problem with. No, I ain't really had no problem with this movie. Like I said, it's one of my favorite Van Damme films, and I had no problem with this movie. It's not a perfect movie because the concept was it was a little difficult to explain, as you just saw a few minutes ago. But yeah, they kept it a little bit simple. So with that being said, this movie, directed by Roland Emmerich, this guy, later on he did only disaster films, and disaster films are only disaster films. But this was like the first time we see him do some action, an action movie. No, that disaster films like Independence Day or 2012. Nothing like that. But yeah, you got two action stars, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren, you know, and I gotta tell you, the fight scene, the final fight scene between these guys, when they had this showdown, yeah, those guys, man. Even though Scott, Lundgren's character, he had the muscle enhancers in him. He made himself stronger. You know, he had the upper hand in the in that fight. Basically, he just throwing him around, throwing Devereaux around, slammed him into the car window. Slamming his head into the against the car door. Teach the chain of command, Prophet. When I say jump, you say how high. Got it? I tell you though, man. Mm. Like I said, the fight scene, he had to check out key points in this movie. You know, they really hit you with nice little key points. Like with the ice. They hit you with that. He used ice like other people use band aids. Yeah. Early in the movie, Devereaux, he got shot and the wound was bleeding. But took the cigarette lighter in the car. You know, burnt the wound, cauterized it. Yeah, the bleeding stopped. But later on, when he was laying in the bathtub with the packs of ice all over him, he was getting cooled down. The bullet wound was healing up real quick. So and then we got we got Scott, with the muscle enhancers, the jumbo syringes. You grow weak. You should have taken your medication. And he had two of them left. He took one. Made himself stronger. And Devereaux, he's watching this as it goes down. So once Scott made a move, you know, he is coming up. He tried to throw a punch at him. Devereaux gets out the way, gives him a knee, and then he snatched the needle out. But Scott kicks him down again. So yeah, Scott, Devereaux, he turn around, he drawn him, grabs the needle, you know, and Scott, not knowing this because he's paying attention to Devereaux's parents, and they're sitting there as hostages now. Yeah, you're all sentenced to death, Yeah, while he's looking over at them, Devereaux, he put the needle in. Yeah, so he got the muscle enhancement now. Now he got an edge in the fight. So say goodnight, asshole. Boom, boom, boom. Good night, asshole. And now he got him. Now he gonna get him, man. Van Damme with the old Van Damme maneuvers that we've been seeing from the previous films, But yeah, no, this is real good. This is a real good movie. One of my favorite ones. One of Van Damme's best films. Obviously, one of his best films since, because we keep seeing other Universal Soldier films right after. It was the Universal Soldier, The Return. Return of Luke Devereaux in that movie, and then we had Universal Soldier Regeneration and Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning. So, yeah, but Universal Soldier The Return, they pulled that from canon. They could be retcon that movie. So what you're gonna see as far as sequels go is that Universal Soldier The Regeneration and Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning, those are the two true sequels of the movie, the two true direct sequels. Since Universal Soldier The Return did not happen as far as the franchise canon is concerned. So, hey, it is what it is, right? Can't control it, There are fans of that movie out there. I think I might do a review on that movie too, Universal Soldier: The Return. I think I will do a review on that movie. I mean, hey, you can't overlook Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Michael Jai White. You can't overlook that. You can't, So yeah, I think I'll do a review on that movie further down the line. But yeah, right now though, the fight between Van Damme and Lundgren, you know, yeah, Lundgren gets the upper hand, but Van Damme, he came back at him and he took him out, boy. It was a real good fight though, real good fight, Yeah, two good martial artists, going at it in a real good practical choreographed fight, 90s action films, man. Ain't nothing like them, you know. You don't see this kind of style these days. But yeah, the story though, the story is decent. The story is very decent, The concept of how they brought them back to life, how they brought dead soldiers back to life, it's a little bit complicated for one to explain, but if you're the writer of the movie, then you can explain it just fine because you're the one that created it. But yeah, the action sequences though, like on the the chase on the bus, yeah, the transport command center and the police bus, Scott throwing the grenades in there. Do you want to play catch? Yeah, he's throwing grenades, boy. Are we having fun yet? Wah! Wah! That's a Lundgren, yeah, he really had some fun with that role, I tell you, man. He really had some fun with that. Yeah, the supermarket scene, And God damn it, the whole fucking platoon is dropping like flies. What are you staring at? You have any idea what it's like out there? Do you? Well, I'm fighting this thing, man. It's kick ass, kiss ass, and I'm busting heads. The only way to win this fucking war. And these shitheads, these yellow belly motherfuckers, they're everywhere. And I, Sergeant Andrew Scott of the U.S. Army, I'm going to teach you all. Yeah, security come in. See? They're everywhere. Man. Yeah. If I had to write a list on favorite 90s villains, Lundgren's character, yeah, Andrew Scott, you would definitely be on that list, boy. You just made the list. Definitely will be on that list. Yeah. Yeah, the list of 90s villains. You know what happens? You know what happens when you become a 90s villain? Huh? You know what happens? You just made the list. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I tell you, that's an awesome movie. It's an awesome movie. It is an awesome movie. Universal Soldier. It is an awesome movie, So, yeah, with all of that shit being said, this movie, yeah. Get familiar and check this shit out, man. Check it out. If you have, check it out again. Yeah. If you haven't, then why the fuck you watch this review? Check this shit out. Universal Soldier. The original Universal. I mean, many people will be familiar with Universal Soldier, but with the sequels, Regeneration and Day of Reckoning, most likely to they'll be most familiar with because that is very 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 most recent to them. But I'm talking about this movie right here, 1992 Universal Soldier, you know, come and talk to me when you want to talk about Universal Soldier. Okay, I mean Regeneration and Day of Reckoning, cool, but you wouldn't have those if it wasn't for this. So yeah, come and talk to me about Universal Soldier when you see Universal Soldier. This movie, rated a 4 out of 5, Jack. That's my review. And I'm sticking to it. Now next week, man. Next week it's baseball season. So I'm coming back with a comedy. My very first comedy. I've never done a comedy before in any of these movie reviews. All 106 movie reviews. I've never done a comedy. Well, all 107 movie reviews, including this one. I've never done a comedy. So yeah, next week, my very first comedy. So you keep it locked right here for that. Check out my other shit right here and subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, my tour is over. And you click on that little bell because this show is off.